Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo! Jeez, Rick, oh my god!
You, GLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly, you ugly, you ugly, bitch. You, GLY, you ain't got no alibi.
Welcome back, World Nation, to another installment of Raw View. We get a better insight of each king and queens behind the scene. I'm your host, Cheno Royal, baby. I'm here with, what's your name, sir?
My name is Jmikael, owner of jmikaelstudios.
Hey, Mr. J. Michael, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. It's just been a blessing, man. Just loving life right now. How about you?
Okay. Hey, can't complain. Blessed out here, sun shining. I'm just glad that we're getting into that fall territory where it's not too hot, not too cold. It's like some Goldilocks stuff just right, so I can actually step outside and not get burnt to a crisp.
Yep.
So, tired of being burnt. I'm a delivery driver, so like during the regular time, so it's just like I got like tan lines of just a regular tank top all day. So but hey man, I definitely appreciate you sliding on out, showing some love. But go ahead, for the fans back at home, elaborate on who J. Michaels is.
Well, perfect. Yeah. So I am a photographer and studio owner here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And really, like, I'm actually kind of from like up north where you're from. You ever heard of Goshen, Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Course.
So that's where I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from up there, but then kind of moved down here just because there's, more opportunities and things like that, jobs and all that sort of thing. But yeah, man, I've been doing photo, video, and audio since I've been 8 years old. And it's just kind of been something that I've just continually just been doing for fun. And then it was probably like 2018, 2019 that I was like, okay, like I'm ready to like take this to the next level. I feel like there's like kind of that part in the artistic journey that you kind of start with like, hey, I'm going to do this for fun and, friends and family and all that stuff. And after a while, you're like, yeah, that'd be really cool if I got paid for this. So
right.
Yeah. So that's kind of when I got started with that. And then, just kind of slowly growing up with that. I was shooting out of a home studio for a while. And then 2 years ago in June 2022, that's when I opened up my studio space that you can see that I'm in right now. It's a 2,100 square foot studio space that we, shoot in here. I also rent it out for other photographers, events and stuff like that. So yeah, man, just really just kind of started small, doing it for fun, and then just slowly learned how to be more professional and make it more into a business.
Okay. Did anything like kind of inspire you to get into it, or like did you just walk out the womb and you're like, man, this camera right here, I love this camera. Like blah 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 blah.
So it was really just like the first time that I just like picked up a camera. I think it was like one of those old school like Kodak cameras.
Oh my god, the wind-ups.
Yeah, the wind-ups. And like I used to love taking those and just like going to get those developed and stuff like that. And I've just always been really attracted to making content, whether it's like audio, photo, or video. So yeah, I've just always been drawn to it. And it's just kind of one of those stories that once I like finally found that you can make content, I was just glued to it.
You're doing the OG selfies, trying to flip the camera around and take a picture.
Yeah, exactly. Flip phones. Shout out to the Razors.
Yeah, you just have to hope and get to the developer and just be like, I hope the pictures came out great. Like, I don't know, rolling the dice here.
Exactly.
But like, how did that transform down the way? Like, so from there you went, did you do it in like high school and stuff like that? Like, I know high school had like photography classes. Like, did it start there, or did it start like more like later?
Yeah, so it really started so I was always just like taking photos. I also used to do music. So high school and college, I was more so, doing like the music route of things. So that kind of led me into like always like making sure the photos are done right, videos and things like that. And then after I kind of slowed down on doing the music part, then I'm like, I still love like all this content stuff. So I'm just going to, keep going with the photos and videos. And I've just kind of transitioned into college, kind of like doing it a little bit more serious as a hobby. And then after getting out of there and having a full-time job, doing it on the side and just slowly building it up. And then here we are.
Cool. When did you say again that you moved from Goshen down there? Was that like a college thing, or like did you move like when you're older?
Yep. So that was a college thing. So I went to Ball State University.
Okay.
So that's like right there in Muncie, right outside of
Shout
Indianapolis.
out the Cardinals.
Yep. Chirp. But yeah, it was just kind of that natural progression. I'd already come to the city and stuff like that, being in Muncie and Ball State, and I was like, wow, this is a lot bigger than where I'm from, and there's lots of opportunities here. So
Okay.
yeah.
Are you in like downtown, or like you in like one of the suburbs, like Brownsburg and like stuff like that?
Yep. So we are about 8 minutes from like downtown on the Circle. We're located in Irvington, which is
Okay.
kind of like arts district, just like east of downtown. So
Okay.
right
How
down.
how has stuff transformed since you've been down there?
I would say that things have just gotten a lot bigger. And like my work has grown a lot. I would say that a lot of people, when you shoot at a home studio, they kind of look at you one way, but then once you have your own studio space, they kind of like look at you a little bit different. So I've kind of been getting more and more like commercial jobs. Like just a couple weeks ago, this New York photographer called me and said, hey, I want you to help on set. We're shooting private jets, blah, blah, blah. And that was from him finding like my Instagram, going on my website, seeing that I owned a studio and all that stuff. So it's really just kind of helped expand my business, I think, more into like the commercial field. So, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna say, because I think that was one of the main things that I seen, because I think you got it pinned on your IG of like the Jets thing, because like I was gonna definitely ask about that. How did something like that, like how did that experience feel? Like how was that? Like
Man, it was wild. It's actually like it's so funny because I just kind of had this revelation, like what was it, like 3 months ago or something, and I was like, people are always asking like, oh, I don't really know who you are. I know what your work is, but I don't really know who you are. So that's why I started like what I call Friday Facts, and I just kind of give a little insight into that. And so he said that he found me on Instagram, watched my Friday Facts to kind of like get an idea of who I was, and then checked out my website and saw that, like I had everything done professionally and stuff. And then he gave me a call and was like, hey, we're coming here. It was the executive airport up in Zionsville. And he's like, we're going to be shooting here all day. And I was pretty much, helping with that shoot. So it was very surreal. I thought it was a scam at first, just because I'm like, yeah.
he's like, are you a prince from Africa? Do you need funds?
Exactly. Are you going to send me a check and then ask me to?
Yeah. Just quick, just repeat your social security real quick. What were the last?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's crazy, man. Like, so you shot all day. Did that? I bet that opened some doors. Did that open a couple things? Like, did you get connected like in the other areas, or?
Yeah, it's more so like once people see that, like especially on Instagram and stuff, it's a very visual and kind of clout-based type of medium. So once people see that, then they're like, oh, well, I want to have you here to do this and that, and I have a business and blah blah blah. So yeah, it definitely opens up doors, and good for your online rep too.
Okay. Since that's a very high point, so like is that like the highest, like for photography at least, is that like one of the highest moments that you've had so far?
Yeah, I mean, being around like private jets and an airfield and helicopters and stuff like that was like super cool. There was a DP there that was the cinematographer. He's nominated for an Emmy, so he's walking around talking to him. So it's like, wow, this is in Indiana. Like it was like they were from New York and LA, and they had stylists there, hair and makeup artists. There's like 12 different models there, so it was like the biggest set, I would say, that I've ever been on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Did you what's a couple things that you've learned like from doing something like that?
I think the biggest thing that I learned is that we're really not that far away as like people who haven't done things like that. It's just getting on a team will just take you onto bigger projects. Just because if you don't have a team, you're not going to get those big contracts with bigger companies, just because it makes them feel more safe, secure, knowing that, hey, you have this person in charge of this and that and that and that. But really, it's like after doing that, it's like, well, we could do this on our own too. Like, how do we get those jobs?
Right. Like, how does somebody like let's just say somebody like started up and they had like a team, like where would they even go like for stuff like that? Is there like the secret website or like secret like connect like that helps people get involved, like an agent for like a model or like a an entertainer? Like how does somebody go about that?
So there are like different kind of like work websites that have like different jobs and listings and stuff like that. But I think kind of the best way is just to, you know, start doing cold calling and, you know, sending emails or walking indoors and just introducing yourself. This is what we do, that sort of thing. I think you have to start on a smaller level, and then once your portfolio gets bigger, and then you go to the mid-size and then higher level. So
okay,
yeah.
What's something that you would tell like future like kings and queens that are like trying to strive to get into something like this? What's a couple bits of advice that you would give to them?
Yeah, so the biggest one I'd say, especially for like people just getting started, is just be patient and like be kind to yourself, be nice to yourself, because you've got a lot of mistakes to make before you actually get to be like a professional. And it's literally shot by shot, day by day, just learning things. And like, I mean, I'm still learning things, and I've been doing this for I don't know how many years. So it's just be patient, and then also just know where you're going to. A lot of people kind of want to do something in photography, but don't really know if they want to, you know, do fashion or events or commercial. And if you know where you're going, usually that will kind of get you in a little bit more doors, just because you'll be, you know, you'll be talking about it. And if you talk about it, most times that'll kind of get people to help connect you.
And I was having this moment because I was having a meeting earlier today, and I was talking to one of my friends, but we're going over like real estate stuff, and because I'm looking into getting a house. But something that I was talking to him about is like, how do you know what's a certain point? Like I made it. The example I gave was like a stepping stone. So like obviously you have your job, which is one stone, and that is like your secure, that's your home base. Is like, oh well, I'm getting money definitely here. And then you kind of have your other foot kind of like tapping on other stones, being like, oh well, this one's sturdy, maybe my music can get me out there, let me see if it's sturdy. How did you know, or what's something that you could tell people to be like, oh well, I knew it was sturdy enough to actually take that next step to like get off of like the 9 to 5? Like how would you relay that?
Yeah, so I would say, so I still do work a 9 to 5. So I can't really like speak on like doing the full creative life, but I'm working towards, you know, getting there. But I think for me, it's that I've got to get to a point that I'm making, you know, just as much money as I am from my 9 to 5. And then obviously a little bit more, just because you don't have like benefits and things like that. Yeah. But I think you really just have to look at like the numbers. You really have to like have a good idea of your finances, and then whether you got to be 80% of the way there or 100%, whatever makes you comfortable. That's where I feel like that's when you know that, you know, it's kind of time to jump and sink or swim.
Because I was gonna say because I agree, because I was gonna say I think a lot of people like confuse like through social media, like they see all the glitz and the glamour and they don't see like the things that are like behind it. So like I was just saying, like I didn't even know like you were working like a 9 to 5, and like you never know till you ask. But yep. I think a lot of people just get wrapped up in like, oh well, I see them doing this and this and this, but you don't see Jim waking up at like 5 a.m. to go to Amazon or FedEx right. or some shit. Be like, yeah, I got off FedEx now. Time to go do some camera stuff. Here I go, guys. So definitely would hear what you had to say about that. But hey, man, I definitely appreciate you showing some love and you know, put me in the schedule. I know you're a very busy man. I be seeing all the content. I'm a very big fan. Definitely just appreciate you getting back to me, because like I was just waiting for like that same old like just me texting and then nothing else after that. And then I was just gonna be like, just gonna keep hitting you up till you said something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, most of the time it's like whenever you would like text me again, it puts it to the top, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to respond to that one. So that was perfect.
Yeah,
and I would tell people, because I got so many messages, just like you can't bother me enough. Like it's more so helpful.
Yeah, the older I get, the more I'm just like, bro, you just need to keep saying something. Because like when I was younger, I was like, I don't want to seem like I'm doing too much. You're just being like, hey. But then I realized I'm like, the busier somebody is, like the more you're going to have to say, hey, bro, like hey, I'm over here. Hey,
yeah,
you want to do some stuff? Hey, I'm over here.
Still here.
Yeah. Hey guys. But I got one more question before you get back out of here and keep doing your thing. Where do you see all this stuff going in the next couple of years? Like, what's the overall end game of Mr. J. Michaels?
Perfect. Good question. So pretty much what I'm doing right now is like you were talking about, like the different milestones and, you know, taking your creative skills full time. So what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to launch an online photography school called J. Michael Academy. And so that's going to have like online courses. I'm also going to be doing like a monthly coaching program to help people kind of grow. And the hardest thing getting started being a photographer is you're just kind of alone a lot of the time, because it's you and the camera and then your clients that you're with all the time. So really just trying to build that community through like a monthly program and build that side of the business. And then I'm hoping, you know, once I have like the studio business, photography, and then I get the academy built up, I'm hoping that's going to be the point, hopefully in a year or two, that I'll be able to take all this full time and live that creator's dream. So yeah, that's really what I'm planning on doing the next few years.
Awesome. Another thing that I wanted to add on top of that, like, do you have like another, I don't know if it's in the website or not, but like, do you have a place where even models can go to like get attention from you? Like, let's say you got like other gigs that you're doing and you just need models. Do you just reach out, or like, do you have like sort of like a call list that you have?
Yeah, it's really just kind of like a mental list, I think, that I have. People will message me once in a while that they say, hey, if you ever have like any shoots that you need a model, let me know. And then that's when I'll kind of put you on my mental list and things like that. So always interested in, you know, getting more people on there. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works in the DMs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because those things go hand in hand. I was like, I gotta ask this for the other side, but hey man, I definitely appreciate you showing up, doing your thing, and just your presence. Beautiful. Appreciate you. Love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Maybe I can model for you one day. Who the fuck knows? Like, I don't know. Who knows? I'm gonna keep saying hey in the DMs. Hey, I'm over here too. But,
exactly, man. Well, I appreciate you having me on here. This was awesome.
Hey man, it's all love. It's all love. But before you get on out of here, go ahead, shout out any place we can find you. It's gonna be down in the descriptions below. But go ahead, shout out any place we can find you.
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at jmikaelstudios, and that is JMIKAEL Studios, and then also my website jmikaelstudios.com, and I'm on Facebook, also TikTok, but most of the time I'm on the gram. So that's where you can find me, and you can slide in my DMs and say hey, and I'll eventually get back to you.
Say hey, like Fat Albert out here, baby.
Yeah,
come on now.
All right.
Yes, sir. But until next time, I appreciate you, sir. Until next time, stay royal out there. Peace.
All right.
Baby, it's your birthday. Baby girl, you caked up. Better know you would die. Even with the sweats on and the makeup.